New Day, new drama in South Africa. According to new reports, Queen Kameasila's parents sparks controversy over her marriage to King Misuzulu. Please like this video as you watch. A photograph of King Misuzulu Kazwelithini seated beside one of his wives has ignited widespread attention online, sparking conversations that stretch far beyond the royal household. The image, which circulated widely on social media, shows the monarch adorned in his traditional regalia, seated upon a finely carved wooden chair that symbolizes authority and heritage. His wife, dressed in contemporary fashion, rests her hand gently on his knee. Both wear warm smiles, projecting intimacy and unity. Yet, rather than being received solely as a moment of personal affection, the picture quickly became a flashpoint for discussions about age differences, gender dynamics, cultural customs, and the tension between tradition and modern ideals in South Africa. King Misuzulu, born in 1974 and now 51 years old, assumed the Zulu throne in 2021 following the passing of his father, King Goodwill Zwelithini, who reigned for nearly half a century. His ascension was significant not only because of the leadership vacuum left by his father, but also because it came during a period when the monarchy's cultural role continues to be negotiated in a democratic South Africa. Unlike in purely ceremonial monarchies, the Zulu king wields considerable symbolic influence and commands loyalty among millions of Zulu people, making his private life a matter of public interest. In line with Zulu custom, the monarch has multiple wives, each with her own status and ceremonial responsibilities. Among them are Queen Nkosi Kameasila, widely believed to be the young woman pictured with the king. She has drawn attention due to her youthful appearance and former participation in beauty pageants. Estimates of her age vary between 21 and 27, though no official confirmation has been released. Queen Nkosi Kameasila, a businesswoman who joined the royal household in 2022, bringing with her influence and resources that reinforce the monarchy's reach. Queen Misisi Maini, currently 41 years old, who married into the royal family in 2024 and is considered an established presence within the household. It is Queen Kameasila, however, who has become the center of discussion. Her fresh, youthful features prompted many to speculate about her exact age and the nature of her relationship with the king, intensifying debates around consent, agency, and the significance of large age gaps within high-profile marriages. For critics, the viral photograph raised pressing questions. Some expressed discomfort with the notion of a 51-year-old monarch married to a woman who may be significantly younger, with several commentators estimating her age to be closer to her early 20s. The unease stemmed from broader concerns about whether such relationships can ever embody true equality, given the structural imbalances of power between a king and his much younger partner. Others pointed to her background in pageantry, hinting that she may have been under the public eye from a young age and therefore vulnerable to the influence of older, more powerful figures. In this line of criticism, the royal union is not viewed as a romantic partnership, but as an arrangement shaped by hierarchy and cultural obligations, leaving little room for genuine individual choice. A separate thread of criticism highlighted the king's selection of wives, suggesting that he often gravitates toward women from outside core Zulu traditional circles. For these critics, the choices symbolized a drift from expectations of a monarch who is supposed to represent and strengthen his own cultural base. These reactions reflect not only skepticism about this particular marriage, but also deeper anxieties about the place of monarchy in a modern, democratic society. Many South Africans wrestle with the balance between respecting tradition and ensuring that women's rights and freedoms are not compromised in the name of culture. On the other side of the debate, strong voices rose in defense of King Misuzulu and Queen Kameasila. Supporters stressed that both individuals are consenting adults and that age differences in marriages are not unusual, especially in royal or traditional contexts. They argued that fixating on the couple's age gap distracts from the reality that many unions across cultures and societies include similar disparities without automatically undermining respect or love between partners. Defenders also emphasized cultural context, reminding critics that polygamy within the Zulu monarchy is not a new phenomenon, but a centuries-old practice. Historically, royal marriages have served strategic functions, forging alliances, consolidating power, and ensuring the survival of heritage. Within this cultural framework, the king's choice of partners is not merely personal, but symbolic, reinforcing his role as a custodian of tradition. To impose external standards of romance, equality, or modern dating norms, supporters argue, risks eroding practices that have held communities together for generations. The photograph and its aftermath shine a spotlight on the ongoing tension in South Africa between cultural preservation and universal rights. On one hand, the Zulu monarchy represents continuity, identity, and pride for one of the largest ethnic groups in the country. On the other, South Africa's constitutional democracy enshrines gender equality, individual freedom, and human rights as non-negotiable principles. Polygamy, in particular, sits at the intersection of these debates. While legally recognized under customary law, it remains controversial in broader society, where it is often critiqued for entrenching patriarchal structures. The king, by virtue of his position, embodies this tension. He is both a modern leader navigating a democratic nation and a traditional monarch bound by cultural expectation. For many South Africans, the viral image of the king and queen was never just about two people, but about what their relationship represents. It reopened old questions about whether traditional practices can coexist harmoniously with the ideals of equality, autonomy, and women's empowerment. The controversy also underscores the role of digital platforms in shaping public narratives. In previous generations, the personal lives of monarchs might have remained largely private or confined to ceremonial coverage. Today, however, a single photograph shared online can transform into a national talking point within hours. Social media not only amplifies scrutiny, but also democratizes it, allowing anyone, from cultural traditionalists to gender rights activists, to weigh in. While this creates space for necessary dialogue, it also risks oversimplification, where complex cultural practices are judged by quick impressions and assumptions rather than nuanced understanding. At the heart of the matter lies one central issue: agency. If Queen Sihle and King Misuzulu are indeed in a relationship founded on mutual respect and informed consent, then the age gap and cultural framework become secondary. However, for critics, the concern remains whether such freedom of choice can truly exist within the confines of monarchy and tradition, where expectations and obligations may limit personal autonomy.